Hello everybody and welcome to episode 89 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your Dungeon Master, Luke, and joining me today as they do for the past 88 weeks, except for one of them who's been joining me for the past weeks, are my players, whose names are...
Hello, I am a player. My name is Ben. I play the level 6 Gnome Wizard Windsor Wallaby, and no one else.
I'm glad no one else. Hi, I'm Carla, the mind that brought about the lovely level 6 tiefling rogue Integrity Addleberry. Ever had a feeling that your soup is missing something? Add a bit of fresh grass in there, straight from the garden, to brighten it up.
And give some iron.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 6 half-elf bard. After that soup, the green orchid dust from the sewers is only the second worst thing Mira has eaten.
Excuse me,
Said what I said.
Oh my god. Guys, we already had the cuisine championship like another week. This is
This is like the loser's edition.
My name is Sam, and I play the level 6 human sorceress, Serenep Cinderman. While I wasn't there for soup, I am always going to be there for friendship.
Aww. And last
I'll
time
make you soup.
on Trials and Trebuchets, Winsler and Artis had a heartfelt conversation about his, Artis's, failings as a mentor before Artis gave Winsler a fancy staff to keep them safe. Meanwhile, Serenep helped with the healing of Philip before having troubles falling asleep. Finally, Mira and Delnus were left at Artis's cottage while the rest of Swim went to sort out their pebbly errands on campus. I don't know why I had a weird pause between.
I think you're thinking something's going to happen there.
So, we find ourselves in a courtyard. There's 3 independent researchers sitting on a bench where they always eat their lovely lunch. They're discussing the latest magical happenings and journals that they've been reading. And they are currently, as Swe walks into the courtyard on their way to the dormitories, you see the blue-skinned, red-haired tiefling with a sign over her, ropes holding a sign on her front and a sign on her back, and like attached over her shoulders, like a signed poncho, and she is just yelling into the void known as these independent researchers about how the golems did nothing wrong. It's time for them to revolt and leave Wildcliff if you're going to continue treating them this badly. You all see one Syndra standing here. Would you like to do something? Would you like to intervene? Would you like to say something? She's holding what looks to be a large pile or a large stack of handmade flyers in her hand.
Like a flyer?
Okay. She will notice you as you enter the courtyard and
Oh boy.
turn with her very loud voice and say, "Oh, hi!" and realize very quickly that she's being too loud and apologize for this in a much hushed tone. "Oh, I'm very sorry." And touch her throat and undo the magics which she had done to amplify her voice. And she will say, and hand you a flyer before saying, "I'm so glad that you're supporting me," as she hands a flyer to you, Sarah.
Cool.
On this flyer is a hand-drawn picture of Ari and Toll in prison. And on top of it, it just says, "Golems don't burn buildings."
Wait, people think the
And
golems are the one causing the fires?
Weren't you at Headmaster Underbow's honoring ceremony yesterday?
I was, but I was so deep in mourning that I seemed to block out information.
Near the end of it, Lord Peters said, like, "Oh, the golems did it, and we shouldn't trust them," which is bullshit.
To put it lightly.
I agree with
Like,
you.
I've never met a single golem who did a thing wrong in their entire life.
I'm just going to look at the flyer. and,
Okay.
like,
So when you walked into the courtyard, you were looking at her back. So the sign on her back, for those who aren't listening to these in a marathon, said, "We don't G'd golems. Let them live their lives." The one on the front looks much more hastily put together. It doesn't have a fun slogan, but it says, "Ari and Toll would never hurt a fly. Let them go free." and it has this same picture of them locked in a cage.
This just makes me sad.
She'll-
I'm just going to approach Syndra,
Yes.
and I'm just going to like glide my hand over like the front of like the sign she's wearing, like over Toll, and then I'm just gonna like clench my fist and just like look down with my eyes closed, like in solemn like warning. Like
Only evidence is that Ari and the Jeeds aren't talking to them anymore or listening to their commands, which they should be doing. They shouldn't be listening to them. And then Toll is missing. Oh, he burnt the tower and ran. They burnt the tower and ran away. No, why would a golem run away? I think, and she pokes you in the chest, Winsler, and she says, I think they are just holding the golems somewhere under the school. I don't know, the sewers or something, and they're just gonna force them to think that like until they just admit it, even though they didn't do anything. And she pokes you again forcefully, Winsler, and she's gonna go, sorry, I didn't really mean to. It was just for the point. Have a flyer. And she hands you a flyer. She hands you like 3.
I'm gonna take the 3 flyers.
I mean, I know she's telling the truth. I'm gonna take. I have a
Am
flyer.
I already like full arms?
I'll take some of the.
You have a staff, some croissants, some flyers.
I'm gonna be like, do you want me to carry anything for
Hey.
you? You look like you're kind of over encumbered.
No, I'm good. I'm okay.
Are you sure? I can
Yeah,
help
I'm perfectly
you
fine.
out. Like,
I can carry your croissants for you, or like your.
Integrity. You take some flyers too. You need to tell people about this. And she'll like shove half of them and push them and put them
Half
against your
of
chest. That's probably like 30 flyers, Integrity. She just like pushes them against your chest and she says, you guys would do such an amazing job talking about this with everyone. You're so good at talking and you're so loud and people listen to you and you should tell everyone about this and yell it during class and stuff. Why aren't you in wait, aren't you guys supposed to be in class?
Why aren't you in class?
Okay, that's a different story. I'm protesting golem stuff. You're like first years and you should be learning and like getting an actual proper education. I'm already like competent enough that I can skip.
I'm.
Listen.
We were in the infirmary.
Sometimes
Is everything okay?
We're fine. We were just a little caught up yesterday, but we're returning to dorms now.
Okay. If you
We also think the best way to learn is not in a classroom.
God damn it!
It's being out in the field and experiencing things yourself.
learning by doing.
Learning by exactly.
I agree, but you're also first years. So you should just
That should not matter.
but you need a little
I
bit of
feel
knowledge.
like we as students have a right to the knowledge that we seek.
I'm just gonna look over to Integrity and
smart.
like point like, do you want to keep walking towards the dorms while they continue this?
yeah, I'm just gonna start walking.
We're just gonna
Because I'm like, this might be a long
keep
conversation.
going. We'll meet you. We'll meet
Okay.
you later, Winsler.
Tell everyone. Tell every single person you see about this. This injustice cannot go
Yeah.
unheard.
Yep.
I'll break down doors for you. Don't worry.
And then you hear her voice amplify once more, and you hear her say, "Golems deserve to be free." As you all make your
I
way,
really want a drawing.
as you all make your way to your dormitories. So are you gonna split up to go clean your rooms and pack your bags and stuff, or are we just gonna montage?
Well,
over
I don't know
this?
anything
We're
about
gonna-
them being like, you have to keep integrity with you. So
Oh,
I'm going
that's
up to my
true,
room to
that's
clean.
true.
And I'll be like, I'll meet you guys in a little bit. Just give me some time to get everything cleaned up. I know
I literally have nothing worth packing other than the clothes on my back, so I don't need to do anything like that.
Winsler's like net worth increased by like 50% just by picking up those flyers and the croissants.
Yep.
But yeah, you guys can figure out however the heck that happens. Back at Artis's cottage.
Oof.
Mira, you're here. You and Delnus are probably like cleaning stuff. Delnus is probably cleaning stuff up, and you're just, unless you really wanted to help, I think she would very much. I insist that I'll just clean everything up.
Okay, can I do anything?
You can clean up blankets and stuff.
Okay, I'll clean up blankets. Thanks.
All right. So there's just quiet a quiet morning in Artis's cottage while you fold blankets with one arm and Delnus
And a mage hand.
And a mage hand. And so it's easier. And Delnus just like rinses bowls. I think she will say, so what are you gonna do about your arm?
I don't really know. I mean, yesterday I was just kind of freaking out, and I guess if I sit down and think about it, I guess the next step is to talk to, I guess artists or, Yexim or they have prosthetics. Maybe I can talk to them and see what I can do, I guess. Yeah.
Can you pay for that? That's a rude question. I'm really sorry.
No, it's okay. Like, I have some money. I mean, if I write home and I can probably take care of it.
Do you need help with it?
You shouldn't be. No, that's okay. I mean, I know that, like.
I want to. I feel really. Mira?
Yeah.
I feel really responsible for not being able to do anything.
Delnus, you did do something. You helped me. Like,
yeah, but I couldn't stop anything from happening. I could only react to what already happened, Mira.
Delnus, you took health and your strength out of yourself to help me. That's huge.
She's like tearing up and is just like looking at the floor. She's just holding two little bowls in her hands that have been cleaned. I know there's spells that like regrow arms and legs.
Yeah, I guess we can.
If you don't want me to help you out with the prosthetic or anything, I can try to figure out how those work.
If you want to research it, then I would appreciate it. But Delnus, it really isn't your fault, and I shouldn't have put you in danger. I shouldn't have. Look,
Mira, I asked to come with you, and you brought me with you, and I asked again to come with you to the sewers because I thought that if something happened, I would be able to help you.
Delnus, if you weren't there, I don't know how I could have gotten out or what I could have done, and that was because of you. I know this must just be, like, freaking you out so much, just, like, all of this, because you probably thought it was going to be, like, a little adventure, and now it's this.
Make a persuasion check right now.
A persuasion check. Okay. Sure. 18 plus 7. That's 25.
Okay. As you're like mid speech, she drops the bowls, which break on the ground. And she's just gonna rush over and hug you really hard. Like,
I will hug her back with my arm very, very tightly.
Okay. And she's just gonna be crying with like her head. She's like a bit taller than you, but she's gonna be crying with her head like in her eyes like pushed into your neck.
I think Mira probably starts crying as well and just holds her very tightly.
Okay.
I hope Artis didn't need those dishes.
They're his own dishes.
We can just do a pottery class thing and like put our paintings on it and give it to him.
Oh. Okay. Back at Wildcliff. You've all assembled day bags. Serenep has cleaned up her room. Winsler is still just holding croissants and flyers. Do you want to do anything with the flyers, Winsler? As everyone else is just doing stuff? Like, just put them under people's... them. You're just going to hold them. Yeah, you look at them. It's pretty good artwork. It's okay. You've seen better.
It's a crushing reminder. Literally crushing reminder of Toll.
Yeah, Toll's very innocent looking.
He is now
spherical
scrap
head
metal.
is just... It feels like it's looking at you and you just feel like guilty. The same way like a kid can look at you and not, even though they're not like, they're just making a neutral expression. You're like, oh, they know I'm guilty.
Stop looking at me.
You made me cry.
Yeah, the sound of Toll's, oh my god, if this was a television show, the like the cracking of the bowls would like echo again, except this time it would be like the cracking of Toll's head
Oh
on
my
the ground.
God. Stop.
No.
He's
Stop.
already dead. Don't rub it in.
He's already dead. Don't rub
Oh.
it in. This is a gloat.
Okay. So, Serenep, your room has been cleaned up. It's probably about noon by now. What do the three of you do for the rest of the day?
I think I clean myself up as well.
Okay. Yes. This was I was assuming this was part of the scenario as well. But you're all cleaned up, ready to go, except Winsler, who deigned to just not integrity.
Yeah. So Integrity will, or I will, pack bags and also write a short letter to Sylvie,
Mhm.
letting her know that I'm okay. I
Oh,
won't tell her where.
If you go back, so you
What?
go back to your dorm room, and she seems
Yeah.
to have like made your bed and like put away the stuff that was like out on your desk and stuff.
Mhm.
That's it. That's just a little note I wanted to add.
So yeah, I'm just gonna write her a short letter, let her know that I'll see her in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some things that I have to deal with. I won't be telling her where I am specifically, just because like having heard that the thing came into Mira's room, just in case she decides to go into my room and checks that out. So I'm just going to say that, oh, I'm okay. It will just take a while before we see each other again. I'm just sleeping over somewhere else.
Okay.
And I hope that you're doing okay.
Okay. So all this does occur, and we can. Oh, okay. All this does occur. Okay. What, Carla?
Having a good time there?
So having deduced, I don't know if I'm using the word right, that remembering that there was the snake in the ascendance room, or not the ascendance room, the snake in the hatch,
Uh-huh.
and seeing what Nesca looks like,
Uh-huh.
I'll be like, So I will take the wand that I took from there.
Yeah, you root around through your chest at the foot of your bed and pull out a wand that's snapped in half. It's probably worse now than it was when you first got it, just because it's been shoved in a trunk for a long time.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna go to Winsler's room and hope that Kurt is there.
oh, you knock on the door, and a very the first knock, and you hear and like you hear the sound of a chair going along the ground. And you'll hear a quiet yes.
Hey Kurt, it's Integrity.
The door opens.
can I talk to you?
And he will look at you. You can smell a horrible smell coming from him, and he'll say, "What happened in the bathroom?"
Oh, right.
I tried to take a bath after I woke up from sleeping, and it's destroyed. What did you two do in there?
Oh.
Is that why you didn't want me to go in?
That might be the reason, yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Winslow, you're here as well?
Of course I am. You think I'm just gonna leave Integrity alone? Hell no.
Okay. Oh, right. You were given specific instructions. That's right.
I'm a
Kurt will
magnet.
open the door and let both of you in and say, Winslow. He'll like pull you aside and be like, Winslow, I don't have money to pay for that.
Aren't there like, does Wildcliff
What do we do
not
if
have
someone,
like public
what if we do if
bathrooms anywhere?
someone finds out?
Well, the good news is I guess no one's really gonna come by and check anymore.
He just looks at you because he doesn't know what's happening. What do you mean?
I guess the only thing I could probably recommend is maybe using the fountain.
I'm not
That's the only
going
other
and
source
bathing in
of
the
running
fountain.
water I can think of right now.
Oh.
Can I hear this or no?
You can hear this. It's not. They're like off to the side in the
I just
corner, but it's very
recommended
loud.
Kurt to jump into the fucking fountain and take a bath.
I'm gonna put my hand up. Or yeah.
Kurt looks over at you
Yeah.
and goes, "Uh-huh." I wasn't gonna do that. Just
I mean, there's nothing
I'm not
wrong.
weird like that.
The desperation will sink in.
I
Weasler.
could probably ask Sylvie if you could
I'll just
shower
ask
there.
like Arior or something. It's okay.
Yeah, that might be for the best. I'm sorry
Mhm.
about the bathroom. We had a bit of a visitor that we had to keep in there. Don't read into it too much.
Okay. Sure.
Um,
What did you come here for?
I'm here to talk to you to see if you know how to fix wands.
His eyes light up. His eyes light up like you've just like told him you won $1,000, Carla.
You literally
Or
just have to mention
integrity.
fixing something or creating something, and he immediately forgets everything else in the room and focuses immediately on that.
And he's going to like pull his chair. So you walk into the room. It's quite the tableau. The bathroom door is open. You can still see the carnage in there. He seems to have taken the half burnt calendar down and thrown it onto like one of the beds. The scrap brass has been assembled into like a big bucket by the door to be like processed. And he seems to have been immediately moving on to some other project at his desk. And it seems your knocking at the door caused him to scoot his chair back and cause it to fall over. So he pulls his chair up, will sit down, will shove away what looks like it looks like a big watch almost, I guess would be the best way to describe it. He pulls out a drawer and just like shoves it in there amidst like a bunch of papers that are like crumpled up and closes the drawer, and then he'll turn to you and say, I can absolutely fix wands.
Okay, so I'm gonna come up to him and give him the wand and ask him, how long does it typically take you to fix these wands?
Oh boy.
Let me look at something. This is the first time I get to do this. Okay. He's going to Integrity, make a perception check.
14.
Okay. You see him like put his hand on his cheek and lean on the desk, and then very subtly point at Winsler and mouth something under his breath. Winsler, Kurt casts the spell message, and you hear in your head Kurt say, "Does Integrity have a lot of money?"
Oh my god, yes.
I think you can answer in a 25 word or less. Only target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear.
I'm gonna look at Integrity real quick, and I'm gonna look back at Kurt.
He's just smiling at her.
I'm just gonna like whisper back, I think so, but I never had the
slams his
courage
hand
to
down.
act.
As soon as you say, I think, he slams his hand down and he goes, I could do it in a week for 100 gold.
Oh, that's I cannot afford that. Just 3 gold? We're 3 gold. Oh.
Ever the expert negotiator.
You see, like Kurt, when
75.
remember that time
75.
when
75
Winslow
or I walk.
left to go to Nebulos's, they took my money and I don't have a lot anymore.
75.
10?
Do you accept IOUs?
10 and you'll give me the wand after you use it.
Well,
Like 10 and you can like take it out on loan.
There's a
How
rental
about-
fee.
how about 10 and I quickly use it for something and then give it to you?
Done. Deal. He puts out his hand. Oh, stop. No, this is a role-playing game. Make a persuasion check. Rewind.
Rewind.
10?
10 it is. He puts out his hand.
10 it is.
And would you like to shake this stinky boy's hand?
Yes.
All right, he shakes your hand. He'll say, I can get it to you by Sunday.
So that's in 5 days? 4 days?
What's
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
my dudes.
Thursday,
So, yeah.
Friday, Saturday. So that's
Okay.
in like 4 days.
Okay. Thank you.
And you hand him the wand. He pulls out like a weird little, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a little toolkit that just has a bunch of very, very tiny little like scissors and saws that seems to be like a little wand repair kit. And puts on these, those craft goggles that people wear when they're like painting very tiny things. He like puts a pair of those little spectacles on and will immediately begin hunching over and fixing the wand.
I am going to leave all the croissants in the room so that he has something to eat. Because I feel like he's going to be at this all
You do care.
5 days.
All right. So that does happen.
As soon as we walk out, I'll be like, 100? What does he think of me? Made of money?
Yeah.
We have a similar scene as Integrity and Winslow walk away to Serenup's room. We have a similar scene, but from Kurt's perspective, where you close the door and he goes, "What a sucker! 10 gold."
Oh my god.
Anyways,
We're all economically inept.
so I do want an actual answer this time. What are you and Serenupth? What are the two of you and Serenupth doing until it's nighttime?
Okay.
I think I'm taking a nap.
Oh, that's valid.
That's fair.
I'm like literally they get to the room and be like, you guys can hang out in here until it's time. I'm just gonna and I just flop onto the bed.
Queen.
It's clean, everything's clean, I'm just taking a nap.
Huh. That's a really good question.
All right, I'll give you some time to think about it then, because we're gonna cut back to Mira.
Oh shit, okay.
At Artis's cottage. What do you say to her after you cry together for she's like heaving, crying,
Mhm.
and is just gripping you very tightly.
It's gonna be okay. We've got each other.
Oh.
And in this moment, you hear the door creak open, Mira, as you're here hugging and crying in the middle of the room, and Artis will say from behind you, sorry to interrupt anything.
Oh, hi, Artis.
And you can turn and see that he is here, as well as someone you've seen once before, which is Ira's mom. You saw her
Yes.
once in Artis's office.
She was lecturing Artis about his prosthetics because he's not taking care of
Correct.
himself.
She will say, good morning, girls. Miss Rathrin, hello. And they'll also go, hello, Professor Alaro. Artis will address you, Mira, and say, I've sent out a letter to your parents, informing them about the situation. I hope that's okay that I already sent it.
That'll be the first thing they hear for a while. Yes, that's okay.
Okay. And I brought Miss Alaro just so that you could at least have a conversation about what you want to do.
Thank you, Artis.
He will walk over and put a hand on your shoulder, and will say, I hope you're doing okay. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Hopefully everything went okay with whatever you were up to.
He'll just nod and like be biting his lip. All right. He will go out and sit outside-ish, I guess, his typical seat on the deck position, if you would like to talk to. I also want to clarify that Delnus is not still gripping onto you.
Yeah, I figured.
Just in case because you made a weird face when I said he puts his hand on your
I was
shoulder.
trying to figure out which shoulder he put his hand on. Like, if he was like, oh my god, is it rude to like...
I think he would just straight up go with your left shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah,
that feels like the artist move.
That's smart.
Because your other shoulder is still in... You haven't changed out of your clothes.
No, I don't have a change
So,
of clothes here.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Anyways, Professor Alaro will go over and sit down on the floor and say, come sit with me. I'll start measuring things out.
Okay.
She'll turn to Delnus, who's just standing there, interrupted mid crying, and she'll say, Miss Raithrin, could you be a dear and take Artis and go off into the woods and find what do you think, Mira? 30 chestnut sticks I think should do the trick? Okay. Take a backpack with you or something. And Delnus looks like she'll look at you for like a couple seconds with still crying and say, yes, of course, before going away.
Okay.
Do you want to say anything as she has like, you know, like the little doctor's bag, the home, yeah,
Yeah.
You know, the one, the little triangular leather bag. She has one of those. She opens it up and gets out some writing utensils and measuring utensils and just inks and such, and begins laying them out very methodically, it seems. Do you want to ask her anything or say anything to her while she does this?
Yeah. Okay. So, how, I mean, I don't really know much about this stuff. Like, how does this work?
Well, the first question I should ask you is, do you want to have something to replace it?
Yes. Yes, definitely yes.
Okay. So it'll take a little while to get fabricated. And you'll have to pay for it, of course, unfortunately.
Yes, of course.
And so it'll get fabricated. I'll measure you now for it, if that's what you want. I sent them away just to give privacy.
Yeah.
There's not really
figured.
anything. Okay. Are you doing okay? I won't ask about anything because Artist told me it was all very secretive things.
Yeah.
But are you doing okay?
I mean, like, complicated. I don't know how much I can say, but I was just standing around and talking, and I shouldn't have done that. And then there was another time before on our trip when I was just standing around and talking, and it's like bad things just kind of keep happening to me. But this is good, and thank you for coming here. And how like precise are they? How well do they work? I don't mean to like.
Well, it really depends on how much you have to spend. I don't really think there's an upper limit, but I'm not really in the business of selling those to students or designing those for students really either. You're probably going to be spending around 170 to 250 gold.
Okay.
And it'll be okay. I think most of the time, Artist only had to replace his fingers, so it was easier for him to get used to it. But once you do get used to it, there's a certain amount of magic in in your case, that'll be in the arm by itself that will help with finesse, but it'll still take a lot of getting used to.
Okay.
You should be able to do almost everything you could do before.
Almost?
Almost, yes.
What's the...
Almost. I don't... Writing takes a really long time to get used to again. Things like that.
Things like that.
For that, you can use a mage hand.
Right.
It's very useful.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, she starts, like, writing or marking on your shoulder and, like, what remains of your arm there. And, like, measuring things, marking with ink on your shoulder, taking measurements and just exacting things.
Yes.
Do you think you're going to be able to handle everything okay?
Do you mean, like, in general, or?
I mean, continuing with school and your studies and all of these things, given this.
I don't know. I mean, I'm a musician. Like, this is my whole future. I haven't... Oh, I'm so stupid. When I had my when I had my study buddy meeting with
Mhm.
Murandine, and he said, you shouldn't just focus on this thing, you should focus on your studying, and you should focus on all these other things. And I was like, no, you're wrong. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm good at. This is what I came here to do. And I haven't been studying outside of class. I've just been practicing. I haven't done anything else. Like, if I can't play, I don't have anything. So I just want this.
She'll give your shoulder a very light squeeze when you're like getting very frazzled with her. And she'll say, if it's that important to you, and if it's what you're just set on doing, then I can specifically design it. Just, it won't be very good for many other things, but it can be better for playing music with, if that's what's really important to you.
That's all I need.
Okay. You won't be able to do very much else with it. You'll have to write either with your mage hand or with your other hand.
Okay.
And almost
Yes.
everything else. Opening
Yes.
doors. Okay.
That's fine. I can do that.
Okay. And she's going to rub your back very, very gently, I think.
Okay.
Mira,
Yes.
she knows your name. Does she know your name? Has this happened? I forget if you guys. I think you guys said your names. I usually make.
I
you
mean,
guys
Artist
fully
probably
introduce
would have been
yourself.
like, hey, one of my
Yeah, I
students,
think so.
Mira.
Okay. Mira,
Yes.
did your parents ever make you something when you were feeling, or for like a special occasions? Any food, something like that? A big meal, or when you were feeling down, anything like that that you're just really fond of that your parents would make you?
Bread pudding?
Bread pudding. Okay. And she seems to be finalizing doing measurements and stuff. And she'll say, all right, so if at any time you need to talk to someone, or you just wake up and you're not feeling hungry, you don't feel like eating, or you don't feel like going to class that day, or even if you can't sleep that night, just come find me, even if I'm teaching a class, and we'll go to my home and I'll make you some bread pudding. Okay? And we'll just talk until we can find some way to help out with it. Okay?
Mira puts her other arm around Miss Alaro very
Mhm.
appreciatively and says, thank you.
Absolutely. It's no problem at all. It would be it would be nice to have younger company around once in a while too.
Okay,
Um,
thanks.
But just come find me if you need anything at all. Okay?
Okay.
Artis and Miss Raithrin should be back in a couple of minutes, I'd say. I'm going to head back right now, unless you need me right here, right now.
No, that's all right. You should, do all of this.
Okay. This is going to be a very tough and trying period in your life, and it's going to be a big change.
Right.
And it's not for the better or for the worse or anything. And like I said, you'll still be able to do almost every single thing you could do before. It's just going to take some getting used to. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I hope that you can get some rest tonight. You look exhausted.
Thank you. I will.
And she will pack up her things and get up and leave.
All right.
And you're just in Artis's house
Yeah.
alone.
Can Mira just take a look around? I think she just doesn't want to just sit there and not do anything.
Absolutely.
Can she just kind of wander and
Sure.
look at some stuff?
Give me an investigation check, just generally.
Absolutely. 12 plus 3 is a 15.
I always get shocked that you have a bonus to investigation.
Yeah, I'm proficient in it.
Okay. I think looking around, you probably finish. I think first and foremost, you finish putting away those musty blankets from before.
Yeah.
Maybe sweep up those broken bowls.
That's probably a good idea.
And then you realize you still have some time before Artis and Delnus return. And you just start looking around. You probably go and look at that portrait in the entryway for a long time.
For sure.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
I think I'm sorry to ask you to make another check, but can you make a history check for me?
Yeah. Sure.
I apologize for making you make 2 in a row.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Oh, no.
5.
Well, history was never Mira's strong point.
No, it super fucking wasn't.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful. It looks just like. Do your parents have a lot of art in their house?
Yeah, I think they do.
It looks exceptionally well crafted. I think I already said this, but it just looks so much better than anything else in the house. Like, there's other things that are framed in here that it's just a handmade, really not nice, not well crafted. Artist is not a woodworker, and very evidently Fidan was not either. But this is like a beautiful frame on a beautiful portrait.
Interesting.
Did you want to try to go upstairs? Oh, before we try to get going up the ladder, you probably look around on the roof. It's like a peaked roof cottage. On the roof, it seems like there's a partial map painted on there, with
Ooh.
specific little. It's not like every single city is marked out and every town is marked out or every road is marked out. And it almost looks like it's like there's arrows pointing between them for some reason that you cannot put together. And there's like little symbols of like water drops next to some of them, or like trees next to others and stuff like that.
Oh, that's dope.
But it looks unfinished. Over by the cabinet where I think this is it for the bottom floor, but over by the cabinet that you got the bowls from, there's just, like I said, framed stuff. It seems like pieces of broken pottery that were just mounted in a frame and hung up, like old things from like an archaeological dig or of some sort.
It's like a back room of a museum.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I can envision this.
Yeah. It's I want to say it's very cluttered in this tiny little home. Is like an overwhelming feeling. Did you want to try to go up the ladder or no?
How tall is it?
It's probably like 15 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Okay. Did you want to
If
try?
I'm getting
Did you want to?
unsteady, I'll use my mage hand to help me out.
Okay. I think you can climb this no problem whatsoever. I feel like your left arm, you can feel almost overcompensating a little bit.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Well, I'm glad there's a snake here to help me.
Okay. You climb up the ladder onto a very narrow loft. There looks to be like, there's another blanket up here, and it might be assumed to be where Teb slept, but this little nest is currently vacant. And it very much does look like nested in, which
That's Teb.
yeah, but it's currently vacant, unfortunately. No orb or anything to worry about. There's a couple desks up here, a lot of bookshelves, more just like things that look like they should be hung up or on display, but they're just like stacked against the wall. There's one desk that looks very clean. There's like a small tray for mail that's exceptionally full, but very neat and organized. And on the wall is hung a bunch of collections of like pinned butterflies and such.
Ooh, that makes sense.
Oh my gosh. There's one detail, and I think it's the last thing you'll notice before Artis and Delmas get back. Because we can't just have an hour of me describing Artis's house as much as I want it.
It's just Nebulosis 2.0.
Oh, where's the name of it?
I'm so curious now.
Okay. Framed behind this, so if you were sitting, it would be like almost like directly at eye level, I think, is the ripped off front cover of a book that has been put in a frame and nailed to the wall, and it is titled Artistic Resonance Theory: The Effects of Elemental Convergence Zones on the Creative Mind, a historical review written by A. Artesian.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, that's like such a academia thesis. I got to artistic resonance theory, the effects, and then I just stopped being able to keep up.
How much you want to bet that this book just gets denied because the publisher was like, this title's way too long?
Mira just wrinkles her nose at that in like vague confusion.
Okay. I think at this point you hear artists call out and say, "What are you doing up there? How'd you get up there?"
Sorry, I was just kind of looking around. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Are you okay?
Yeah, Miss Alaro did some measuring and then she headed out.
Okay. Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, better.
Do you need anything from campus? I'm gonna go back there for a couple hours and sort things out and see what's happening. It seems that the campus is not in lockdown anymore, so...
I guess if you could grab, like, a change of clothes from somewhere or something, that would be good.
He looks very unprepared for that.
Just whatever.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Just something.
You two are fine here by yourselves, though?
I think so. Delmas, you gonna be good?
She's holding 30 big, probably at least 3 foot long sticks that all seem to be very similar to another. And she just is looking and she's just looks very defeated now. And she goes, "Why? Yeah, Mira, I'm fine.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
We'll be okay. Thank you, Mr. Artesian." And she will drop the sticks on the deck.
Oh, poor Delmas.
And that's that for here. So, Schmucks,
Yo.
Swi, have you figured out what you're doing?
I am
It's
taking
Been
a
a
nap.
long rest.
It's been a long rest.
It's been a long
sure.
rest. Okay. Winsler is pulling up his bootstraps and is preparing like he's about to go into battle.
Okay.
I have laid out in front of me as I sit on the floor my magic items.
Yes.
Everything I have. Poji in little dice.
Your red D6.
The red
God, I
the
love
red
Poji.
D6. The scale, which I'm just moving up and down aimlessly.
This is unprecedented. The scale's been mentioned?
It's been so long.
I know, absurd, right?
I just want to say,
there-
before Serenep goes to bed, she looks at you setting all the stuff out, and she says, "Whatever you're about to do, don't do it in here, please. I just cleaned." And then she goes to take her nap.
Don't worry.
Amazing.
Don't worry,
So
I'm
we see
fine.
Winsler in the middle of the room. So the red 6-sided die,
The six-sided
the
die.
scale,
The scale.
from Celti.
I am currently in the midst of animating more rocks.
Okay. How many can you do?
I will do 2 this time.
Okay, you animate 2 little rocks. What do they look like? Do you name them?
We got. Let's see. What are some good names? We
This
got
is up to you.
Metamorph
Metamorph.
and Igneous.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Sedimentary is taking a
Horse-
break.
Poor sedimentary. Yeah.
They're taking a break. It's fine.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out what other magic items I have. I think that might be it.
Is that it? That feels like too few, Winsler.
I mean, the staff too.
The staff that artist gave you. Yeah.
I think normally I don't have anything else.
Oh, Winsler. If you lay the staff out in front of you, there's a note
It says,
on
"Do
it,
not give to
shoved
integrity."
in the top cage.
Oh,
There's a little parchment thing shoved in the top little cage amidst all the charcoal.
I am going to take the note and open it.
It says 11 charges.
Good to
Do
know.
not break the staff.
Good to know. I will put that back in where I found it.
Okay.
So that the first time you use it,
Okay.
it's gonna go up in flames.
Oh, he's so gonna break the staff.
All right, I got the scale on my
Yep. Yes.
attached to my belt. I got my my dice in my pocket, my D6 in my pocket.
Mm.
I got my rocks on my shoulder, ready to strike.
Okay.
Oh man.
Serenep, you wake up and see a Rambo adjacent Winsler with his magical equipment. And you all just hang out in Serenup's room for the entire afternoon. All right. It's evening now. It's time now. Serenup, you've woken up. You feel
Fuck yeah.
like you did not get enough sleep, but still life, like it was deep and needed. I think I think a lot of the stress that you might have felt this morning, on top of like your childhood friend being blinded and sick,
And it being kind of
and,
her
you know.
fault. Like, Serenup,
Yeah.
if Serenup is one thing, it's very, like, she's very guilt-ridden when it comes to people
Mhm.
around her being hurt.
You don't
So
say.
she very quickly falls into, oh my god, it was all my fault and I have to do something
Yeah.
to fix this.
I think that stress is somewhat attenuated. It's definitely still present because I'm not gonna just hand wave and take that away from you, but it's
I feel
attenuated.
perfectly fine.
And integrity just meditates, I guess. Carla, what does integrity do for this duration?
You said that I'm not allowed to leave the room, right?
Winsler, I think, would enforce
Winsler
that
would not allow me to
room.
leave
Wait,
the room.
no, this is something you are not.
She tries
allowed
to leave a
do.
couple of times and he's just like, gotta stay
Says,
in the room.
says Tiny
Open the
Rambo.
window.
Not allowed.
Yeah.
Otis said you had to stay right here.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I think I'll just literally, because I can't leave at all, I'll just be... There will be times where I'm running around the room, getting all... Because I'm bored, like getting
a
all the
dog
energy
locked
out.
in the apartment.
Yeah.
This is the reason
So I'll be
Serenup
running
can't get enough
around,
sleep. Every once in a while she jumps
doing
on the bed and just runs across it.
handstands.
Mhm.
Let's say that I practice my lasso skills. So, like, my rope, I like lasso the door, or not the door, the chair,
Like
and
a
I pull it
chair?
towards me, or even like the magic one and be like throw it and then make it wrap
This is
stuff.
100% why
Absolutely.
Just like
Serenup
a bunch
doesn't
of
get
that
enough
stuff.
sleep.
You get
You hear the chair
so
fall
you practice
over.
with your ropes. You run around the room while Winsler lays out all of his things and like starts putting them on his person while Serenep sleeps heavily in her bed. But
And
night
also,
has... Oh,
I would just like to also say, since this is a very boring time and I literally am not thinking about anything, I'm like, where are our pets? I don't know where Ida is. It's been like weeks.
I miss Wiggles.
Serenup's out cold.
Serenep
Yeah.
is like, nope.
I don't know the time frame that when this conversation
So-
is happening, but like she's out.
night has fallen. You all have left Serenep's room, the HQ1,
HQ1.
and have made your way, I presume, through the secret tunnels which rest beneath Wildcliff to the kitchens.
Secret tunnel.
No, Ben,
Yes.
stop.
Can't make
Someone
the
should make
same.
a joke about that
No!
one time.
Okay. As you approach the kitchens, you will see off in the distance, standing near the large stone door, visibly shivering, a small halfling girl who has very puffy, frizzy hair. She's wearing thick-rimmed glasses and like the darkest clothes she owns, which are still like light gray.
Aww.
And she'll turn around very startled. You see Alina standing here, and she'll say, "Oh, I was okay. Hi.
Hello.
Quick question. What happened? Where's Mira? Do you know where Mira is? She didn't come home last night. I assumed it was you guys, all of you were doing stuff at Mr. Artesian's house.
Yeah, she is safe. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I really want to apologize." And she like bows with some like speed and will say, "I'm very sorry for getting all of you roped into this, and it's absolutely my fault, and I apologize so much, and I'm so sorry."
I forgive you.
It's okay.
Totally not because of a personal guilt that I am feeling in the back of my mind.
Okay. She will unbow and push up her glasses, which have slid almost all the way down her face. "Would you like to enter the kitchen?"
I'm going to take out my scales and just hold them in front of me.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like intimidatingly like click it.
I'm gonna have
Cha-ching,
I'm gonna have
cha-ching.
my fork that turns
It's
into
like a
trident
barrel arm on a hike.
in my hand in case
Yes.
anything starts up in there.
Okay.
But yeah.
You all enter into the kitchens. The slime mess is entirely absent, but all the broken glass and poured out spices and poured out just general foods are still scattered along the floor.
Oh man, supper must have been wild.
See, I
Not
knew
yet
there was gonna be
cleaned
glass
up.
still on the floor.
The pantry door swings in the non-existent breeze, inviting you longingly in.
There's no windows in here.
And very quietly, y'all hear burn, 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 burn. It's a fire.
Winsler and Serenep, in the quiet of the kitchen right now at night, you hear burn, 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 burn. Like an
Oh, yeah,
increasingly
ghosts.
feverish voice whispering burn. Integrity, you don't hear any of this.
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
You hear cha-ching, 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 and like the clinking of Alina's teeth as she shivers.
the, the, the A in Serenep stands for arsonist. I can't do this.
Oh my gosh.
So, would you like? Would you like?
Did
Sorry,
you just
Sarah,
get
that was
it?
just a really funny reaction. So it's like, what the fuck? Anyways, so would you like to enter into the pantry
Sure.
where your meeting is to take
Very
place?
slowly.
You all very slowly enter the pantry. It's kind of cold in here, and you can see your breath slightly. There's a bunch of poured out stuff. It looks like the stock of milk has all but most of the milk got left out on the counter and has now spoiled.
Oh, no.
Anyways,
not the milk.
Inside the pantry, you all hear this whispering grow very loud. And anytime anyone is to open their mouth, except for Integrity, you would hear it emanate from your mouth and say, burn, burn, burn it, burn it, burn it all down. And it's just very cramped and awkward. And like breathing becomes an awkward thing where I assume none of you want to like open your mouth because of this weird whispering.
I do not.
So everyone's
Yeah.
just standing in silence, breathing out of their nose. Integrity, you don't hear a. Oh no, Integrity, you do hear when the whispering comes out of your friends' mouths. It sounds like they're saying it, and it's very highly, I think, concerning. Anyways, after a few moments of this, of just the burn it all downs, probably the occasional burn.
What a variety of sentences.
You hear a single whisper from Alina's mouth, not her voice, except for Integrity, which says, "He approaches." And
What?
the door to the pantry opens.
What?
God, oh my god, what?
And standing there,
I am prepared with my weapon.
I have my
You see-
spear thing.
a man.
Gas.
He's wearing a brown robe, similar to the ones you, Winsler, and Serenep saw Alina Angelica wearing just a few days ago. He is holding under one of his arms brown robes for the rest of you. Uncovered, like not covered in soot, just a plain dark brown. Under his other arm is a small keg of who knows what.
Oh, I was kidding. Oh,
Uh-oh.
damn it.
You look at this man with his blonde hair and partial stubble,
Yo.
and he will say, "Hi, I'm Canon Nathan, and I was told by a pebble to find you all here." And that's where we're gonna end this episode.
Excuse me.
Yes, yes,
Wait,
We
What
finally
the
got there.
Wait. When Nathan made his character,
you.
was the character's name
Thank
Canon
you.
Nathan?
The character's name. Yes.
fucking love
What?
Thank
the
you,
fuck?
our
Yes.
wonderful patron Nathan, for your NPC.
This
I
is
hope you listen lovingly.
absolutely
Nathan, why did you do that?
ridiculous.
As soon as you said blonde hair with stubble, I was like, oh shit.
Hey Ben, can you do an
God.
outro for us?
Sure, I suppose. Thank you all for listening to this episode of Trials and Trebuchets. If you enjoyed it, please leave a rating and review on our iTunes page. We really love hearing from you. We look at them all the time. They make us feel really good. It's how it's how the show gets spread around, you know?
Yes.
We also have social media pages, Instagram and Twitter at Trials and Trebs. There you can check out a whole bunch of cool fan art. You can catch up on some previews for upcoming episodes and much more.
I want to say this because we don't ever say it. If you want to make art for this show, if you make something, if we say something and you doodle a little image, tag us on social media so we can see it and I can cry about it.
Luke will cry about it.
Continuing on, we also have a link to our Discord server there where you can join our server and chat with a whole bunch of people who are also fans of the show and all that sort of stuff. And if you're feeling extra generous, this is not mandatory. I say this every time. We have a Patreon where you can donate as much as you want, and doesn't matter how much you donate. It's just the thought that counts. And
literally
we love
any
each and every one of our
amount.
patrons for doing it because it helps keep the show
Any
going.
amount
you know?
from 0 to 1,000.
Don't donate a thousand.
Do not do that. That is too much. Please don't.
Thank you all for listening. I hope you tune in next week for it'll probably be completely uneventful and nothing will happen. Bye.
I'm
Bye.
dead over
Why?
here.